Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
All right, let's get right into it. The Arctic cold front now blanketing the city and the entire state of Texas. The temperatures really did a free fall earlier this afternoon.
Boy, did they. Ushering in the freezing cold, those strong winds. All this comes as holiday travel ramping up here and across the country. A lot of people are planning to stay home. They are now hunkering down and trying to stay warm. We have team coverage for you tonight. Our live team coverage begins with our John Paul Barajas, who breaks down how the county and an area nonprofit are trying to accommodate those needing shelter from the cold.
Yeah, Patty Santos is also going along with officers from Animal Care Services as they knock on doors to alert pet owners of the risk of leaving their pets outside. And also tracking this Arctic cold front, Weather Authority Adam Caskey. Right now, we're going to start with Adam. So, Adam, break down what's happening right now and also what's going to change overnight.
Well, it'll keep getting colder overnight, but it's going to stay just as windy overnight. Right now, we're at 20 degrees at the airport. A north wind steady at 15. At times, it's even higher than that, gusting to 31. Here's the kicker. The feels like temperature, the wind chill, which is what it feels like to exposed skin outside in the wind, down to 6. And overnight tonight, early tomorrow, some wind chills closer to 0. But let's just talk about the air temperatures. Everybody in the KSAT 12 viewing area below freezing. Cotulla, the last to fall below freezing officially, now at 32. But most of us in the 20s and even teens in the hill country. Rock Springs, Fredericksburg, 14. Kerrville, Comfort right now at 16. Converse at 20 degrees, and we still have a few more degrees to fall overnight tonight. So temperatures falling down to about 16 here in town for overnight lows by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. But this bottom number is the key, too. If you're outdoors and you have exposed skin and the wind kicks up, periodically we're going to see those wind chills dip down near 0. Even in San Antonio. But notice how that improves by noon tomorrow. By noon tomorrow, the wind really pumps the brakes. Temperatures, though, not a huge improvement. Will be up near freezing by 2 p.m. tomorrow. We're going to break it down for you across the rest of our area, talk more about how cold it feels across the KSAT 12 viewing area, and a few more reminders and facts about this cold snap and how long it's going to last in just a bit.
All right, Adam, thank you. You know, with temperatures plunging today, 7 warming centers across the city and the county are open for anybody who needs to get out of the cold. They're available for people who also really don't have good heating at home.
Yeah, but the centers and churches are also open to people experiencing homelessness. The night team's John Paul Barajas tagged along as a nonprofit scattered around the city, trying to get people off the streets tonight.
We're taking people to churches to sleep inside. It's going to freeze, like dangerously cold. You guys want to go in the shelter? No? Okay.
Nonprofits like Christian Assistance Ministries and Corazon fanned out across the city and county trying to get people who don't have a home off the streets and into a warm place to stay. With the Arctic cold front and strong winds, some jumped at the opportunity.
Oh my God, it's freezing out there, man. You know, if I can get a warm, nice spot, you know, I'm all about that tonight.
Unfortunately, not everyone says yes to the service to go to a shelter or a center. So in that case, they give them warm coffee or anything to keep them warm, as blankets, hand warmers, gloves, mitts, anything to try and get them through the night. They also exchange contact information in case they change their mind. They can come back out here and pick them up.
A lot of them have significant traumas, fears. They just don't want to go and be around people. So a lot of them just like to be by themselves. So we just, again, want to make sure that they're armed with the warm materials that they need to stay warm tonight.
Valerie Salas with CAM says they have 8 teams working around the clock. And doors to centers aren't just open to those without a place to stay, but also those whose homes might not retain heat. There's a total of 7 warming centers, 3 of which, Norm Oil, Southside Lions, and the Garza Center, have kennels for dogs.
In a time like this, when temperatures go this low, it would definitely be the wrong thing to try and sit it out. Don't be shy. Come on out here. Use this. This is what the facility is there for.
Love, man, that's love. You know, it just goes to show that we all do pull together when we really need to.
We're at a warming center here on the west side. Inside, there's only about 10 people, so there's still a lot of room for people who want to come down here. The doors will be open throughout the entire evening and night, and also into the morning. They'll reevaluate at 7 a.m. to see if the warming shelters will stay open. We also have a list of all those centers on our website, KSAT.com. As for Christian Assistance Ministries, they say if you want to help out at home, you can donate. That's what they're using to give out to all the people who decide to tough it out in this condition, is donations, whether it's blankets, gloves, hand warmers, anything. that could help somebody stay warm during these cold temperatures. On the west side, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
John Paul, thank you. Now, warning tonight from the San Antonio Fire Department. They're telling you to be extremely careful as you stay warm, especially if you're using things like space heaters, because just last night, firefighters say that home near Bulverde Road, went up in flames because of a heating lamp. It was being used to keep chickens warm. The department says it's expecting more house fires in the next few days. Nobody wants to hear that, but it's what they're expecting. So they're emphasizing that we should be deliberate about safety and put space heaters in areas where there isn't any clutter and also where the space heaters can't be knocked over.
Keep those away from anything combustible, whether that's blankets or curtains. Make sure those are at least 3 feet away from everything combustible that could catch on fire.
Also, the fire department says that we shouldn't plug space heaters into power surge protectors or extension cords. Instead, we should connect them to a properly working wall outlet and also make sure not to overload them or cover them because they can overheat and then short out. Also, keep in mind that carbon monoxide poisoning is a deadly risk for anybody using their ovens to stay warm and also the exhaust inside from outdoor generators.
And many heeding the warning to wrap up their pipes outside their homes tonight. Hardware stores seeing an influx of people buying up weatherizing stuff like faucet protectors, insulation. One store owner we spoke with says you may be hard pressed at this point to find the mainstream pipe protection material. But she says something called the freeze miser could be an option for some. Acts like a thermostat, if you will. It attaches to your faucet, kicks in when the temperature drops to 37 degrees.
When it hits 37, it drips a very economical drip and will stay that way and protect your pipes and your faucet until the temperature goes back up.
The freeze miser. Now, if you aren't able to get your hands on this or any freeze protection materials from hardware stores, you can do it yourself. You can actually wrap exposed pipes with towels, drop cloths, newspapers. Officials with saws say really anything will help.
Yeah, just any kind of insulation. Now, new on the Nightbeat. One person dead, 3 others rushed to the hospital this evening after a major crash on General McMullen. All the victims were traveling in that blue car that you see right there, just totaled. We're told they were 2 adults, 2 kids. Officers at the scene say they're still working to piece together exactly what happened, but they're saying that power lines were hit. Before they can continue their investigation, they need CPS crews to stabilize those lines. So we're told that police shut down that area, and we're going to keep following up at this area and give you more details as they become available.
We have an update now on a story we reported to you just last night. Business owners and drivers on the near north side on near North New Braunfels have been enduring road construction for more than a year now. It's a story we had on the Nightbeat last night. The work is in phase 1 of a $9 million project. Now, a public works official told KSAT last night due to various circumstances popping up, construction would be completed by the fall of next year. Today, the assistant director for the city's communications department says that is not the case. She says the road work is actually on time and expected to be completed by May of 2023, several months earlier than what was stated to us. I'm sure we're not the only ones happy with this update.
Not at all. In other news now, days before Christmas, survivors of the Robb Elementary School shooting are really holding each other close. Between rooms 111 and 112, 11 children survived that tragedy.
For the first time, we're hearing the story of one of those survivors. The 19's Lee Waldman met with Mia Cerrillo, who's telling her story in her own words, including how she's been touched by the kindness of people across the world.
A golf cart, meeting Bethany, makeup, more brushes, and a Nintendo Switch, new AirPods because I lost one. And a puppy, a new puppy.
Christmas is in full swing at the Cerrillo household. The stockings are hung, the tree decorated, and the kids have their lists for Santa.
I'm just thankful for her. That's all I'm grateful for.
Their holidays feel different this year. Traditions changed.
Ivari has a lot of stuff to do, like for the kids, and some of the stuff she's not willing to go because of the crowds, or she's not feeling sure of herself, or just scared.
12-year-old Mia Cerrillo's story of survival touched members of Congress in June.
So I grabbed the blood and put it all over me.
and hid as the gunman killed her friends, classmates, and teachers.
And she said she was hiding by the backpacks. So this is like where the bullets went in through.
Mia has shrapnel from bullets in her shoulder and back, but the mental scars are a daily challenge.
I have trouble at home.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I don't like sleeping alone.
She says she wants to be a doctor someday to help others the way she's been helped. Mia's mom, Abigail Velos, says Mia survived a tumor on her liver when she was just 3 years old.
Talk to me about what the word survivor means to you.
Magical.
Since the shooting, Mia has received cards from people all over the world, offering her prayers, kindness, and gifts to help her through the hard days. Her mom says it helps the whole family.
People send us prayers and stuff. I love it. I just really happy that, like he said, we're complete.
And on her wrist, a gift from one of the angels watching over her.
And then this one, Tess made me.
Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Tess, one of the classmates, lost at Robb Elementary. Mia, thank you for sharing your story and your family as well. Straight ahead on the Nightbeat, no long is too long to make sure your holiday table has tamales. No long wait, should say. What some folks were willing to do to make it happen. Plus, Behind the Kitchen Door has scores of tamale businesses from around San Antonio. How you can see for yourself.
Okay, so a lot of people complaining about the cold, right? But if it's too cold for you, guess what? It's also too cold for your pets. One city department is making sure that we take care of our furry friends, and it has a message for everyone.
This SA Salutes holiday greeting is brought to you by Gomez Law Firm.
Hi, I'm Matt Powell, and on behalf of Jose Rios, Tony Garzavale, and everybody here at the Gomez Law Firm, we'd like to wish all of our military and veterans a happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Are your pets inside? Tonight, Animal Care Services is checking on pets that people left outside in this bitter cold. Cats and dogs susceptible to frostbite and hypothermia, just like humans.
Like us, the Night Team's Patty Santos tells us why Animal Care Services has been trying to educate the community ahead of the freeze.
Anyone who's been out tonight knows just how cold it is outside. Sadly, Animal Control Services says some pets, they're going to be left outside tonight.
Hello? Animal Care?
Animal Care Service Officer Stephanie Chapa went nearly door to door here in this West Side block.
Because it's about to get really cold.
Trying to make sure these dogs aren't left in the cold.
We're just going around trying to educate the public in regards to the cold that's coming in.
In just one block, she stopped at 4 houses to make sure the dogs she noticed would be okay.
She can't stay in there, especially with the weather that's coming up.
She says most pet owners just need a reminder.
Sometimes they don't really know in regards to what is the proper care for their animals. You know, they'll love their animals and stuff, but they're like, oh, I didn't realize that my dog needed a dog house while it's outside.
ACS says pets should be brought indoors. Those left outdoors cannot be tied up and must have a shelter with blankets plus food and water.
I mean, if you're cold, they're most likely cold.
The same rule applies for any other type of pet left outside like cats or rabbits. ACS expects an influx of calls to check on pets left outside.
You're not in trouble or anything?
Chapa says she wants the community to remain vigilant and help each other out.
Oh, we don't want to take anyone's animals. We want to make sure that they stay at home.
But a home that's warm and safe. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
All right, let's talk about something else warm. A holiday staple for sure right here in South Texas, tamales. And today, local tamale businesses were inundated with people trying to get their fix before the stores closed. So check this out. That was the scene over at Thayas Tamales in Barbacoa on General McMullen. A lot of people waiting hours to make their orders, and they say worth it. Another reason for the long lines, though, Thayas Tamales does a first come, first serve thing. So that means that when they run out, they're really out.
Some people were out there at 2 in the morning.
Yes.
In line. And speaking of tamales, several tamale businesses are on Santa's nice list, earning some good and perfect scores from health inspectors. Behind the Kitchen Doors compiled a list for you just in time for the holidays. To find out which tamale place grabbed the top grades, you can head to KSAT.com and click on the story. By the way, I think the lowest score was like 90.
A 90, yeah, so pretty good.
Really good.
Yeah, especially considering we don't focus on those so much when we do those pieces. So
Yeah.
good stuff. 20 degrees right now.
Burr.
Yes.
I was joking around that John Paul Barajas, we're calling him Barajas tonight.
Well, and you could see his cheeks were getting a little numb out there during his live shot. His eyes were getting a little red and watery. I get it, and he made it through it. By the way, there have been some very localized power outages in parts of our area, but that should be the result of wind. Sometimes when we get these winds this high, then we deal with localized outages just briefly. But mornings are going to be below zero through Monday. 60s return next week. We will be back into the 60s again. We have to make it through this cold snap. The wind, a big deal. Take a look at the most recent gusts, gusting to 39 recently in Hondo. New Braunfels gusting right now to 38 miles per hour. And we've had some gusts around 40 and even up to 44 miles per hour in San Antonio. So we're dealing with that high wind. And of course, that makes it feel a lot colder to the exposed skin. These are the latest wind chill readings. And this is just, when the wind picks up, if you're outside and your skin's not covered, this is what it feels like to those exposed areas. 5 in Hondo, 6 at the airport, 3 near Lackland and Alamo Ranch area. That's the wind chill. Up in the hill country, Kerrville, Los Maples, wind chills below zero. I do want to remind everybody the wind chill does not affect pipes. Okay, that's a question we were getting a lot of earlier today. Doesn't affect pipes, just people and pets and exposed skin. Speaking of pipes, please be sure to turn off automatic sprinkler systems. It'll cause a big mess, especially in commercial buildings that are near roadways. That can be an even more serious situation for drivers. So if you're in charge of a commercial building, make sure those sprinklers are turned off till the middle of next week. Overpasses, bridges, roads, just fine. Everything's A-OK. No precipitation. Yeah, it's cold outside, but the roads will be completely fine. No travel issues on Texas roads. Also, very dry air. Dew points dropping below zero. Expect very dry skin, chapped lips. Be prepared for that. Temperatures right now, 2 in Amarillo, Lubbock at 7. Those are the coldest readings. Laredo now down to 35. Teens to near 20. In and around San Antonio. Right now, I do think our temperatures will continue to drop and end up in the mid to upper teens. So 15 Helotes tomorrow morning. Bulverde at 12 to start the day. Floresville about 19. By the afternoon, just a hair above freezing in San Antonio, but not even making it above freezing in parts of the hill country. But notice the temperature trend in the afternoon. Saturday, we're up to 41. Christmas Day, we're up to 49 degrees. This north wind, I want to remind you, mountain cedar count was low today, but it's likely to change tomorrow. North wind likely to pump in that cedar and really boost that mountain cedar count for the next couple of days. Just something to keep in mind. Quick look at the big picture. Snow, that's basically the Mid-South all the way up through the Great Lakes, parts of New England getting some of that action. For us, it's just the wind and the cold. Tomorrow we start the day at 16, feels like 0. And then the wind really subsides into the afternoon. At 33 degrees, the high temperature. And by the way, 18 again Saturday morning, 22 Sunday morning. Should that verify, that would be the second coldest Christmas morning on record. But look at next week. Cold snap? What cold snap? We're near 70 by Wednesday.
Yeah. We'll forget all about it by then.
Or will we?
Yeah.
You know what's feeling really cold tonight?
Yeah, what's that?
The Spurs.
Yeah, their shooting tonight was not good. It was not red hot at all when we come back. Even though it was actually a career night for their #1 pick. When we come back, the Spurs in New Orleans, not with a good outcome, though. And the Eagles' top quarterback out for their game against the Cowboys coming up. Some big names out of tonight's Spurs and Pelicans game in New Orleans. No Keldon Johnson for the second straight game, out with a right hamstring injury. And the Pelicans didn't have Brandon Ingram or Zion Williamson in the lineup either. First quarter, C.J. McCollum had 3 straight three-pointers to open the game up. He had 9 after 1. Malachi Branham nails his 3 in the corner, but the Pelicans led by 20 after 1, 37-17. Second quarter, Trey Jones on the break getting the layup. He had 11 for the Spurs by halftime. The lone bright spot for the Spurs, the rookie, Jeremy Sohan. He had 15 by halftime. That's a new career high. He scored 12 points points in the second quarter alone, including 6 of 9 from free throw line. Pelicans were still up 65-46 at the break, so good at the third quarter. Spurs start off strong. Jakob Poeltl gets a bucket to cut the lead down to 14. Pelicans would go back up by 23, but the Spurs didn't start off the fourth quarter with 10 unanswered points to cut that lead down to 9, 94-85, thanks to Stanley Johnson's layup and foul. But C.J. McCollum starts heating up again. He makes his three and the foul, a 4-point play. McCollum led all players to 40 points, including 7 threes. Sohan had a career-high 23 points, and the Pelicans win it 126-117.
Yeah, I think it's just becoming more comfortable and, more confident. I play with a lot of energy and, once things slow down, it's a lot easier. So, maybe I had a career high, but we still lost, so it doesn't really matter.
On their plane on the way to Orlando, take on the Magic tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
When the Philadelphia Eagles face the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas Eve with the NFC East and home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs on the line, they will be without their star quarterback. Jalen Hurts, who has already tied Randall Cunningham for the most touchdowns in franchise history, will not be able to play. He's sitting now due to a sprain of his throwing shoulder. Happened in the third quarter. The Eagles' 25-20 victory over the Bears, and Travis Gibson drilled him into the ground. As a result, Gardner Minshew will lead the Eagles in Arlington on Saturday.
Obviously he's disappointed. He's disappointed because he wants to play. He's again, like I said, the toughest guy I know, and we have to do what's best as the organization to put him in a safe spot, because he played through anything, right? And he showed that in that fourth quarter against Chicago, that he did play through it. He played through everything, and so obviously disappointed. Wants to be out there with his teammates. Those are hard conversations you have to have sometimes.
All right, the Cowboys are going to upset the Eagles on Christmas Eve. They're going to need Dak Prescott to take care of the ball. In 8 games since his return, Dak has thrown 10 interceptions, including 2 in the 30-24 overtime loss to the Jaguars. But on the other end of the ball, CeeDee Lamb is on fire. Through 14 games, he's already made his second 1,000-yard season, topped his career high in receptions with 81, tied his career high with 6 touchdowns. What does his head coach think of his productivity this season?
I mean, he's always, whether he's returning punts, running the ball out of the backfield, he's always performed with a very consistent energy. So I just think really this year you're just seeing CD take the next step because he was given more opportunities. But I think for a young player, he's been extremely consistent, and obviously he's had things to learn from and grow, just like any young receiver, as far as getting connected to the quarterbacks. And that's all a natural process. But I just love the way he plays and the physicality he plays with, and especially with a smile on his face.
All right, kick off Christmas Eve, 3:25 p.m. Coming up, UTSA head football coach defends his tweet that went viral, and a former Roadrunner named his first ever Pro Bowl. Coming up. The UTSA Roadrunners have walked away with their best recruiting class ever, with 22 early signees. During his video press conference about the class of 2023, head coach Jeff Traylor also elaborated on his tweet that went viral. How does UTSA football report Power 5 schools who are trying to poach our young talent? How much evidence do we need really to make this not be a part of our game?
Truth is, you can't prove it. Those guys have been doing this for years. It's NIL. Now it's legal. They've got agents. There's a workaround. You're not going to get a text. You're not going to get a screenshot. They're really good at what they do. And it's going to take some serious enforcement to make guys quit it. I don't know how it is. And I'm not against NIL. I hope everybody hears me on that. I'm for these kids making the money. I just don't like me developing them and then someone coming in and just taking them from us when my kid's on my team and he really doesn't want to go.
All right, former Roadrunner Tariq Woolen, though, has been named to his first ever Pro Bowl. And what makes it so amazing is that the Seahawks cornerback is just in his first year in the NFL. He's tied for the lead in the NFL with interceptions with 6 and is one of the members of the Seahawks that was named to the Pro Bowl. We'll wrap it up right after this.
Okay, so technically our temperature just dropped to 19. It still feels like we're in the single digits. Tomorrow, barely above freezing in the afternoon, warmer a bit in the afternoons this Christmas weekend.
Stay warm. Good night.